let's talk about marketing yourself. The secret to make content easier is to
tell your story. Embrace your own uniqueness. Tell us your story. Who wants to know my story? I'm so boring. There's nothing here. And divert your attention elsewhere. And I get that feeling, so I'm there with you.
This is the question that came up in one of our recent calls in the pro group.
I feel like if I just keep telling my stories and I'm not focusing on being a brand strategist and talking about brand strategy, then people won't get that I'm a brand strategist.
Oh, that's very interesting. So this is where I'm going to say to you, this is a long game. It's the infinite game. And if you try to think one effort equals one client, I think you're going to play a different game. You're going to play the game of advertising, and you're just going to talk about your services and your products and your offerings all the time. And to a point, you have to do that. But I don't think that's how you're going to build a community. And one of the best people that I know about who does branding is Aaron Draplin. And all he does is tells his personal story all the time, and you get to know who he is. And what better way than for you at some point in the near future, in the next 3 to 6 months, to build organically an audience that shows up for you as a person who tells their story in open and transparent and vulnerable ways that's empowering and enriching the lives of others, to say, shouldn't we pay attention to Mahi since she does such a wonderful job of branding herself? Couldn't we use that talent for us? And why aren't we smart enough to hire her? Okay? Play the long game. Remember, it's not about transaction, it's more about transformation. And if you can do that, you're going to create so much more value for yourself. The long-term plan is to make it easier for people to find you than your competitor, to make people fall in love with who you are as a creative human being, and then to hire you for the services you want to sell them or the products you want to sell. Right now, we're just at the beginning stages of helping you find your voice in the world and to get used to creating content in a way that's not overly taxing on time commitment, and is really just the easiest thing to do, which is to tell your story. Find parts in your life to share with other people that are lessons learned. Keep doing that. If you guys need a prompt, this is an easy prompt. Think about every person who taught you a lesson. Tell that story, because they were the mentor in your story. Okay? Long term, it's a content gameplay for you to develop marketing skills. And if you trust me, I hope you do. If you trust me, I will take you to the promised land, but you have to do this work. It takes time. This is not an overnight scheme. It's not. It's work. It's hard. And I want it to be hard. And I want it to be hard work. I've tried many different ways to get you there. And this is my latest scheme. I will call it a scheme because that's what it is. Let's talk about something here, and I want to wrap up. Last week, somebody reached out and asked me if I'm interested in doing, I think it's called Jumpstart for Entrepreneurs Organization. And if you know anything about EO, I've been to one of their meetings before. To be a member of EO, I think you have to make more than $1 million a year. And the average that people make as entrepreneurs in EO is $5+ million. And they found me through Instagram. This woman who's in charge of learning, she has a master's or PhD in teaching. And she's, I think, in South America. She reached out and she's like, we would like to inquire to see if you're interested in teaching an influencer, social influence thing for our EO members all over the world. And it's been a very interesting discussion. So she just sent an email to me last night and said, look, we don't have a lot of money to do this, but we can start with $10,000 for you to teach us. To create a 21-day program where there's a lot of self-study and then some lectures that you do, maybe 3 lectures or 3 meetings with us. And I thought, this is so wonderful. And of course I asked her, how did you find me? And she's like, I just searched like business influence something and you just popped up all over the place. So what I'm talking about right now in answer to Mahi's question is, we are like Johnny Appleseed. We're planting a lot of seeds. Some will bear fruit, some will die, some will wither away. But we have to plant those seeds. And when you want to collect the fruits of your labor, will be months, sometimes years from now. But the work needs to be done today if you want it to bear fruit. It does take time. And I'm very excited because imagine at some point, somebody's probably paying money to be in front of a global community of millionaires. Think how powerful that is. And to position yourself as a person who can teach something that they might find to be valuable. See how this game works? You plant the seeds today. You gotta plant those seeds, and I'm gonna help you. Step by step, we'll get there together.
I hope that you like this kind of content, and in the next video, we will be learning the secret formula for a great story.
We're calling this stories that win hearts and minds because we have to do both.
So stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit on the bell to receive notification when we release a new video. Thank you, and I will see you in the future.